good midday, wherever you are, traders. Welcome back by my second YouTube video for this weekend. Yesterday, we had a video about money management, risk management, a percentage of risk. If you haven't watched this video, click the description below and follow the link of the last video on how you can use proper money management. Today, I'm going to cover three pairs, three assets: GBP, GPY, gold, and USD30. We're going to identify supply and demand areas and retail levels. So I'm starting off with GBP, GPY. Last week, we saw some pretty nice shorts. Okay, the market was a little bit rangy in terms of trading. You can see it right here. We have that tiny range right here, and finally price broke through that range, and that range was broken out, and range was tested a couple of times. Price came back to this range. If we zoom in a little bit in, and we will check out the 4H, you can see it's a pretty tiny range, but it's a nice pip range, you know. Anyway, we're talking about a good 100 pip range. If you're moving down to the lower time frames, because in a ranging market, this is better to moving a little bit more to the lower time frames. Especially myself, I like to trade from hourly, minute 30, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour levels. But in these conditions, I prefer the hourly to start off from, and then see what we can identify within this range for potential trades. If you're looking to last week, we saw a level right here, and supply level up front. I will cover it with lines instead of songs. It's a little bit easier. We see the price trades to the downside. So sellers in this market, price push to the downside, price trade back to the upside. And you can see we saw a pretty nice first test of this level of supply. So price created that nice leg to the downside, turning back to this fresh level, and price rejected this level. If you move to lower time frames, you can see that easily. Was a beautiful move, couple of manipulation moves within this level, and price turning back to the downside. Okay, if we draw this level a little bit more to the right, you can see price have tested this level already for a couple of times. Took a shot on this as well last week from this edge, and took my profits around this level right here. Okay, was a pretty nice move, was a good 20 pip 30 pip move, so that was pretty nice. I was aware of that. We was testing this level already for a couple of times. So in terms of supply and demand areas, the level become a little bit more weaker, and you can expect a push through or a good manipulation move to trade again to the downside. Didn't happen. Tested a lot of times around this edge, so it become weaker and weaker and weaker, and finally we broke through. Price turning back a little bit again, but this level is, in terms of supply and demand, it's not a fettered level anymore, if you ask me. So my expectation on GBP, GPY for upcoming week, I will show you that this could be a nice scenario that could be happen. If not, and price decide to dive again to the downside, this is a scenario that could happen. Okay, so important to know that if price pushing to the downside, it's important that this level is gonna taking out for a proper and valid push to the downside at first target. Your first target could be somewhere around this area again. And yeah, that could be a scenario. But for now, it looks like price is going to see a continuation. Okay, more than likely to create buy orders to push the price further up. Depends. Okay, so we should see a nice change in structure for potential long. Okay, that is an ID for me for GBP, GPY, and I'm pending on new levels. To be honest, you know, I'm pending on new levels. But this was a pretty nice example of a beautiful supply level where price creating a leg to the downside, turning back to this level. So within this level, there were enough orders located to grab those orders, push the price in a nice fake out, and you can see price turning back and fill almost the entire range to the downside again, which was really, really, really nice. Okay. A little tip that I want to give you: supply and demand areas are not support and resistant areas. Okay. Simply to say, support and resistant areas are historical level where most retail traders are focusing on. Old levels, it can work out also pretty nicely, but be aware of supply and demand areas, you know, within these levels, above or below. So don't get fooled by only SNR levels. You got my point in terms of technical analysis. So keep that in consideration. And also a little hint that I want to give you is that the supply and demand areas are the best to trade off the first time back or the second time back. Most powerful touches within S&D trading. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, like I said, pending on how structure will change, pending on new blocks, and we will see how this develops. Okay, we will see how this develops. Goldie, one of my favorites as well. If you're moving to the 4H time frame, you can see that price was trading around this edge right here and right here. So liquidity levels, you can see it. And price had tested this level already for a couple of times. You can see price have also created a level of demand within this area. Okay. So this, for me, this is simply a level of demand. You can see it right here. It's also demand, demand area. Okay, it's a level of demand, and you can see price fear to break for a couple of times. You can also identify it because here's the demand area for me. Price traded back to this area, tested for the first time, failure. Didn't break to the downside, and now you can see prices trading back again to this level, and we spot a lot of 4H rejection. Okay, you can see a lot of rejection, 1, 2, 3, 3 candles. So that that is 12 hours of simply rejection. If you're moving to the lower time frames, you can also see we see a nice, lovely manipulation with this to attract sellers, but it didn't happen, you know. So more than likely, a lot of retail traders have becoming the wick right here, okay? Because they're shorting it right here on the bottom because they thought now we are in a downtrend and we're gonna trade to the downside. Ain't gonna happen. We had demand right here, price pushing up to the upside, and tested it for a couple of times. So if you identify structure right here, you can see price push to the downside, made a nice manipulation move, push to the upside, tested this level, and if you're following structure, you can see how price is trading it right now. Okay, if we looking to identify a level of supply on the minute 30 or hourly, I can easily identify a level right here. Okay, so you can see this is a level of supply. So that is why price rejecting on it. A lot of a lot of TPs are being hit right here, and more than likely we're going to see a nice retracement to the downside. And you also can identify there is a nice retracement to the downside. So yeah, definitely for next week, I do expect that gold will maybe test this level right here to push the price further to the upside. Depends. It's a pretty strong level. It's 4H. So let's see. But that could be a scenario, you know. That could be a scenario. But I think that the price will move to the downside one more time. It really depends, you know. It really depends. But that is an idea that I want to give you. So keep that in consideration. And after that, we can expect another bull move. But let's see, okay? Let's see. Just ride the waves, and it's pretty important, you know. Okay, let's move to the next, USD30. Another thing that I trade a lot, but many traders in my community do trade it, so that is why I do an analysis on it sometimes, you know. It's pretty nice as well. It has pretty nice structure, and it's respecting supply and demand areas pretty nicely, if you ask me. So, yeah, you can see right here. Let's move to the 4H to see the bigger picture, the entire picture. So we can see we have a level right here to the upside, and price is pretty nice ranging between these levels right here. So that is the range on USD30 that we see right now. And moving to the lower time frames, you can spot the range even better. And you can see that price have creating a nice base within this level. Okay, you can see this nice base. So price rejecting this right here, this high, rejected it, fall to the downside, tested it one more time, pushed to the downside. This level is also tested for the first time back. It's a valid demand level, definitely. Price pushed to the upside. Finally, price turns again to the downside to change structure, broke this level, tested this level, fall to the downside, tested this level right here, and you had your couple of short opportunities right here, three times in a row. That was pretty beautiful. For next week, what I do think for USD30 is that the price could fall more to the downside, test this level, and see a continuation to the downside. If this scenario is not going to happen, you're going to see a scenario like this to push the price up again, okay? Simply follow structure, ride the waves, identifying supply and demand areas, combined with retail levels, and you are there, okay? So there's an expectation on USD30, Goldie, and GBP, GPY for upcoming week. Like I said, GBP, GPY pending on a couple of new fresh levels to trade off. Goldie, more than likely a new leg to the upside, but let's see how we will react to this level. USD30, same stuff, same scenario. You can see the scenarios right here. Just ride the waves, trade pullbacks, and yeah, use my little hints and tips within this video. Next YouTube video coming soon. Hope you enjoy this, and happy tradings. Have a lovely week. Much love. Bye-bye. Greetings.